to know her.
Technically, I'm a witch.
Season 2, Vampy D's. Ash is vamp-splaining. Petey's learning about the bros, Stefan and Damon. Pete-dictions coming true. Founding fam's got a plan. Guess who's back in the falls with their eyes on her man's body stacking up? A lot of people H for B. Now what's going on with these Vampire Diaries? Hello, welcome to the Vampire Diaries, the Vampire Diaries podcast where a guy who has only seen one full season of the show watches the series for the first time with a superfan who has seen every episode. I'm the titular Petey. Let's just say I put the Petey in Vampire, but please call me Pete. And I'm here with my co-host and co-parent, Ash. Hey, Ash.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. New year, new you, new theme song?
I know.
As was promised last episode, but we didn't know yet, but it was at the beginning of last episode, so everyone already heard it.
But now we can talk about it. I love it.
Hey, there's a lot of, in the rap game, Ash.
Uh-huh.
There's a lot of Lils and Youngs.
Right.
And you know what my rap persona is?
What?
Big old Pete.
Big old Pete instead of Lil?
Uh-huh.
And you're old and you're tall?
Yep. Big old Pete, just embracing it. Too old for the rap game.
That's hilarious. You're not old, but I think that's funny.
Well, not in vampire years, I'm not.
No? I thought you were just going to say Vampedy, but...
In Vampire years?
No, that was going to be a rap name.
Oh. Big old Pete.
Big old Pete. All right. I'm here for it.
Some potential things people might be hearing in the background. The snoring pug, as always.
Of course.
Space heater, a little chilly. And then some neighbors who are having a party.
Yeah. They've had so many parties.
These are different neighbors.
Well, all of our neighbors have had many parties.
Our neighbors are having parties, yes.
We're just here in our home.
Yep. Making pods, watching EPs.
Yeah.
Including Season 2, EP 2.
Yes.
Brave New World.
Brave New World.
Ash, there's a carnival in this episode.
Yes.
And there's been carnivals in past episodes, so we might have touched carnivals before, but I unearthed
Season 1.
I unearthed a new carnival memory. You got any carnival business for us?
Yeah, I've actually performed at a carnival before.
Mm-hmm.
Done some dancing.
Some sword swallowing?
No. Ew. No, I've done some dancing at a carnival. That was fun. I always liked our, I guess I'm thinking of the county fair. That's the same, right?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. We have a county fair.
Yeah, what I was thinking of was like Greenbelt Day? I'm just thinking day, like Chevrolet Day, but the Greenbelt Fair, I believe it was.
Okay. We also have had a carnival at the school where I teach every year, except last year and then probably this year because of the pandemic. Mm-hmm. And that's just kind of a crazy day for me because I'm a teacher and my students perform a song. I'm trying to wrangle a bunch of first graders to sing in the heat of spring in Los Angeles.
And you got to watch your kids,
your my own children,
bio children sing.
Right. So I've been to plenty of carnival. Yeah.
So of course I've mentioned Chevrolet Day. Won't shut up about it. But also another thing we went to was the Greenbelt Fair, I believe, which was another kind of like town in the area. Mm-hmm. And similar to Chevrolet Day. And but I remember specifically my buddy's older brother's band, Quinn, his band, Guys with Ties.
Oh, that's a good name.
Performed.
Did they all wear ties?
They all wore ties. But I think Quinn did a thing where, like, his senior year, he wore shorts every single day, including the winter, including in the snow, all that.
Yeah, there are people who did that.
Sounds about right? And I think that they played, like, covers of ska.
Uh-huh. All that tracks.
Yeah. Very early 2000s, very what was going on for sure.
That makes me, though, when you say how you had Cheverly Day and Greenbelt Fair, you didn't just have a county fair. It was like individual towns were like, no, we're doing our own town fairs.
Yeah, I don't know that our county could get it together like that. Huh. Because, yeah, like we may have mentioned before, Maryland, for some reason, goes by county. What county are you from? Mm-hmm. And we're from different counties.
We are.
They touch, though, right? Touching counties?
Yeah, and you just drive from one to the other.
No, me and yours.
I know. You drive from my county to yours.
Totally.
Straight through.
So, yeah, I don't know that, but your county was, is your county smaller? What's going on? They just had it more together?
I don't know. We just had a county fair all the time.
I can't imagine, and I can't think of that, my county having a fair. I don't think that happened. I think we splintered off into our own parties.
Yeah.
Our own town parties.
Everyone wanted to do their own thing.
Mm-hmm. And certainly, did my high school have a fair? I don't think so. Science fair.
Oh, yeah, science fair for sure. That's a little different.
Uh-huh.
No Ferris wheels.
But Mystic Falls High School, Ash, they have many carnivals.
Yes. They like to do the homecoming thing and the carnivals. They're hooking it up.
Ash, and that brings us to our trademarked, copywritten segment, Cold Open, where we talk about the cold open.
Yeah.
Caroline wakes up in the hospital. No dark hair yet.
No dark hair.
Caroline is like, my friend Elena stopped by, but she said her name was Catherine. Caroline says that.
Yeah, to the nurse.
To the nurse.
To the night nurse.
And I was thinking, why would the hospital night nurse, why would she care?
No, she obviously doesn't care. The night nurse is like,
okay.
Go to bed.
She's hungry. She smells blood, and she steals a blood bag from a unseen laying down patient.
Yeah. But before that, Caroline's like, is there food? I'm hungry.
Yeah.
And the nurse just keeps being like, not even giving eye contact really, and just like, you need to go back to bed. You need to go back to bed. Like how we'll talk to our children sometimes when they come down for the 50th time.
Yes.
But this night nurse, she should have given her patient something to eat.
Yeah, what else is she doing?
Right. She wasn't very nice.
No.
She wasn't having it.
So, but then Caroline steals this blood bag. She turns it into a Capri Sun. Mm-hmm. And she doesn't like the taste, or does she? I guess she doesn't at first, and then she's like, oh, but this is what feeds the hunger.
Yeah, at first she's like, ugh. It's a little bit of a shock.
This is blood, but I like it.
But I need it.
I get that. Mm-hmm. Happens to the best of us. Mystic Falls Carnival, of course, gets a big old sign. Mm-hmm. Big old Pete.
They learned from their mistake.
They did.
With the Halloween episode.
Yeah, I'm sure probably Twitter didn't exist yet, but some kind of message board was like, for that one, the Halloween episode, they were like,
we didn't even
this
know.
is a Halloween episode? Mm-hmm. Elena and Bonnie talking about Catherine. Mm-hmm. They're stocking the ring toss or whatever. They have some plush
snakes.
Mm-hmm. I was saying it sucks that you still have to do your volunteer tasks while supernatural stuff is going on in your life, which they kind of talk about that in their conversation. Yeah. And they're like, I'm going to do the blah, blah, blah. I want to have a real life.
Yeah, well, actually, Elena says, I'm a human, and I want to do human stuff, or I'll go crazy. And that actually resonated with me. I was like, I feel like that as a parent.
My next line was, it's like parenting.
Yes. That was the only note I wrote down. I was like, I feel like that all the time. I want to be a human. Mm-hmm. Leave me alone. Yeah. I love my children, but if you're a parent, you know what we're talking about. If you're not a parent, you probably think we're meanies, but
yeah.
But it's true. They really suck the life out of you.
Yes, like a vampire. Mm-hmm. And also, like, in normal life parenting, it's tough to balance all the aspects of life, right?
And all the aspects of, like, your individuality.
Yes. Well, like, for example, I started a new job at one point last year, and my very first week, it was Friday, and our son broke his collarbone. Uh-huh. So my very first week at work, it was Friday midday, hadn't even worked a full week of work, and it's like, I gotta take my son to the hospital. And thankfully my boss was a parent and got it and all that. But in my like sort of industry or whatever, that's not always the case. It's sometimes some single person or some very career-minded person who's like, like you gotta do this work. Like this work is the most important thing, which is dumb and stupid.
Right, obviously our kids are more important.
But it's sadly true. But yeah, I was like, and yeah, so that was, it's like Elena.
Yeah,
in a lot
it
of
is
ways.
like Elena. She's like, I'm a human. I want to do human stuff. And that, like, I feel like I even tell that to our children. I'm
Yes.
like, I'm a human. My name is Ashley. Like,
Well, Ash.
I'm not just mom. I like to do these other things as well. I don't need to only play Legos and trains for my whole day.
have a podcast.
Leave me alone.
Yeah,
Yeah. But anyways, I like that line.
totally. She,
And this, as this episode proves, you can't be a human and do human stuff. Just like
no, yeah,
in
just
our
like being a
life.
parent.
Yeah.
Yep. Caroline will kill us if we don't get this carnival right.
Yeah.
Ha! Foreshadowing or something. They don't know how right they are. And then the scene ends with them like, she's human, lol.
Yeah.
Stefan gives Jeremy some vervain and explains what all is going on with that. They're in the hallway at the high school. Mm-hmm. And Jeremy's like, you're confident in yourself, telling me all the ways I could kill you, bro.
Yeah. Stefan's like, if I wanted to kill you, we'd be having a different conversation.
Yeah.
Or if you wanted to kill me.
And Stefan tells him to forget about Damon. And Jeremy's like, I was killed by a vampire and brought back by a magic ring. That's funny.
He's like, yeah, I can't just like move on.
Yeah.
A bunch of weird stuff just happened to me.
Yeah, how do you come back from that? They just want to be boring high school students.
Yep. Everyone's just trying to live a normal life and failing.
Yes, and I find that a lot of high school students actually don't want that. They want the drama, Ash.
They do.
At least back in my day.
Absolutely.
1 year ago. What do we do about Damon, the D word? They can't say the V word or the D word.
Neither should you.
What are they going to talk about? All right, they go to the Lockwood Manor. I mean, we're at the Lockwood Manor.
Yeah.
Cut to the Lockwood Manor.
There you go.
Lady Lockwood, as we call her. Interim Mayor Lockwood, we should say. Talking to Damon. Why? Okay. She says something about, John Gilbert.
John Gilbert left town.
Yeah.
Do you know what vampire attacked him?
And Damon says he'll take the lead on that, but why would he take the lead on John Gilbert being attacked by a vampire? Damon's not a cop. Is he a volunteer vamp detective now?
Well, Caroline's mom, Sheriff Forbes, had asked Damon to take care of it because
She's not just Caroline's mom. She has a life.
I know.
No, okay.
Because she was so worried about Caroline being in the hospital when Caroline was almost dying that she asked Damon to take care of it, or maybe Damon volunteered to take care of it. So he's like been put in charge of finding this vampire
As just like an adult male.
in the town who knows that
Guy.
vampires exist.
Yeah.
Yep.
But also, he does mention that he's a founding family member, so
Yeah.
it kind of makes
so
sense.
they just like, if you're a founding family member, they just trust you like that, I guess.
And Lady Lockwood will be the new mayor and wants Damon to be on a council, help keep the town safe from vampires.
And he's like, oh, yeah.
The irony.
I mean, he was smart initially when he came back to Mystic Falls to get in with the founding families like that and get in with the council and the police force. So he always knows what's up.
Yeah.
That was a good plan. Don't say the D word.
Yeah. Or the V word.
All right. Try not to say it the rest of the episode.
Okay. Mason and Ty come in after working out. I assume they're talking about the amount of miles that they have run.
Yeah, and they didn't say, I did six. That was
We
seven. I
did
don't
7.
count the last one.
6.
Why
7.
wouldn't you count the last one? I'd be counting every one of them S's.
Them D's. Ty is an angry guy.
So he declares about himself.
Yep, he goes blind with rage, and then Mason's like, "Oh, is it just once a month at night?" Like, okay. And then I said to myself in the notes, is he really a werewolf? I was kind of joking about that. But totally in this moment, Mason says that for a reason.
Or do you think they're setting it up to like make you think that, but then it's not?
Yes, I think the second thing. I think that they're making it too obvious that he's a werewolf. And then later, Stefan and Damon are like, we don't have werewolves or Ninja Turtles. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so... If the writers then made him a werewolf, then they were already making it seem silly. Mm-hmm. But...
We shall see.
We shall see. There are more hints down the line pointing towards werewolves that I'll talk about.
Okay.
Caroline is in the hospital bed. She's being burnt by the sunlight.
Yeah, she's testing it out. Mm-hmm. How do you feel about Caroline just turning into a vamp, like, all by herself compared to what it was like for Vicky?
I feel like, I don't know, Vicky had other issues going on also. Mm-hmm. So, seems like a slower process for Caroline.
I feel like Caroline handles it super well.
Yeah.
She's just like...
Well, as best you can. She also does steal blood bags. Well...
Yeah, but she steals blood bags and drinks the blood before she immediately attacks any humans.
Yeah, well, and then later she handles it poorly, though. She kills that Carter.
I know, but still she's like, all right, here's my teeth, and I can't touch the sun, and I can compel people. Like, she's learning all the things is all on her own.
Well, she's an A student, Ash.
Yeah, I feel like she, later on, D says that she's the worst person to turn into a vampire, and I think he's wrong. I think she's doing a good job.
Yeah, she might be able to, like, micromanage it and figure it out.
Well, everyone said... Well, we'll get into it with Matt, how Matt describes her.
Uh-huh. Matt comes in with the hospital food. It's gross. Caroline wants to get out at night. She whooshes away from the open window.
Yeah, she's like, that hurts me. I don't want to do that.
Mm-hmm. So she's trying to get out that night. I think even already in this scene, Matt's like, you're so, like, weird and neurotic.
Yeah, I know. He's giving her some really terrible personality descriptions.
Yeah. He's a big doofus in this episode.
Uh-huh.
I'm glad he still has that broken arm, though.
Yep, he does.
So Damon's back at the Salvatore mansion. He's pouring some blood, talking to Stefan, offers him some blood, and Stefan's like, no, and he's back on his diet, you know? Mm-hmm. And Damon's like, are you worried all the forest animals will fight back one day? Mm-hmm. That's funny.
It's funny. By the way, you lost the game. You said Damon like twice.
No! Drink. Every time we say Damon, drink. Damon says the subtext out loud, Ash.
He does. Mm-hmm. In a good way. We like it.
He tells Stefan, I like this. You're walking on eggshells, not knowing if I'll explode.
Mm-hmm. It gives Damon, like, a sense of power over Stefan. Mm-hmm. Because Stefan's just, like, monitoring Damon. Damon is kind of into it.
They do some exposition. Mm-hmm. The Gilbert device affected the Lockwoods. They're not vampires. They're something else.
Right, because the vervain didn't affect them. Just the device did. But Damon keeps talking about the Lockwoods when Stefan keeps trying to bring up Catherine, and Damon's just deflecting it, talking about the Lockwoods, and Stefan's all, well, is this your new obsession now? Mm-hmm. Because Damon does get, like, hooked on a thing.
He sure does. Hooked on a feeling. Mm-hmm. Damon, though, is going to let Stefan deal with Catherine, which we didn't see Catherine this episode.
No.
Just in the Tonight On, or Last Week On, whatever.
Yeah. Well, there's nothing really to deal with for Catherine except the fact that Catherine is the one who turned Carol into a vampire, which they find out. But at this point, there's nothing to really do about Catherine.
No, she's
gone.
Yeah, she's going on her merry way. Vervain, so Caroline's getting dressed. She's going to get out of the hospital. Mm-hmm. The Vervain necklace burns her neck. Mm-hmm. She, the night nurse, pulling a long shift, still there. Caroline gets H for B.
Yeah.
Gets fangs for the first time. Mm-hmm. Looks good. Okay. The nurse looks like a little bit like Kelly Rowland.
Okay, I can see that.
And they should have gotten Kelly Rowland in there. She compels her, Ash.
Yeah, by accident. She doesn't know.
No.
But she tells her very seriously to, what? What did she say? To leave? She compels her a couple of times. I don't remember what she said this first time.
Yeah. And then later she tells the nurse that, okay, your backstory is that your husband likes to get kinky.
Yeah.
And it was weird. The night nurse then said, you don't have to compel me to say that.
No. It's true.
Ash, we go to the Mystic Falls High School Carnival.
Carnival.
Ash,
It's in
carnival
full
scenes.
swing. Full swing.
It is. Any other iconic carnival shows, movies, scenes? Because this was giving me Euphoria carnival vibes. Which
we talked about the OC Carnival before. In season 1. But yeah, Euphoria Carnival, that's an epic scene. And then there's a this Netflix movie called The Kissing Booth. And that has a good carnival scene.
Adventureland, was that what it was called? That was at a theme park, but it was carnival.
Yeah, they had carnival games.
Yeah. Hey, we went to Legoland, and I almost won that carnival game.
I know.
2 out of 3. I should have gone again.
Yeah.
We have enough garbage in this house, though.
I really didn't want anyone to win a giant stuffed animal. I didn't want anyone to win.
No.
So, I'm glad we didn't.
Ash, Bonnie, and Elena are walking, and they say the ring toss is out of Bart and Homer dolls, and Team Jacob tease, Ash.
Some good pop culture references.
Yes, but it's deeper than that. Jacob is the werewolf one. They could have said Edward, and we'd be like, oh, it's a vampire show. We're going to do the vampire one. Jacob's a werewolf, Ash. Hints? Mason?
What?
Team Mason tease? Carter from the carnival is into Bonnie.
Yes. He's like, oh, hey, beautiful. What do you need?
Comes on very strong.
She's into it.
Yeah, and she wants him to look at the karaoke speakers or something. He'll look at a lot more than some speakers.
Seems like it.
Yep. Until later when he gets killed.
Spoiler.
Mason is going through stuff in the Lockwood office.
Yeah.
Ty finds him. Mason is looking for family artifacts. A moonstone. The moon has an intimate connection with not only the tides of the earth, Ash, but also with the cycle of the wolf.
Well, then maybe he's an Aquaman and not a werewolf.
Oh, I was thinking merman. A couple times I was thinking merman because they make it like he's not a werewolf, so what could he be? Not a zombie, they say. Not a Ninja Turtle, which also, that'd be great.
Oh my gosh, that would be amazing.
But merman.
That's how they say it in what, Zoolander?
Merman. Yes. Ash, this moonstone. Well, we'll get to what I think the moonstone is up to.
Okay.
I think that they might be dangling, like a bit of wolf's bane in front of a werewolf to tease it while it is chained up. I believe they are dangling the werewolf in front of the viewer. No, it's too obvious. Or is it?
We can't have both predictions.
Or can I? Jeremy went to Ryan Atwood's barber for this episode. In fact, the shot where he is standing, buying the popcorn, and Damon walks over, it starts with a wide on his back, and it's like that could be Ben McKenzie.
Could be. Who I met in real life on the set of the OC. The highlight of my life.
Did you ask who his barber was?
No.
And did you say, does Jeremy go there?
No.
Why not?
I was busy.
Okay. Damon bullies Jeremy at the carnival, takes his ring off his finger.
Well, yeah, because Jeremy is going in a little hard. Like,
Yeah. It's going to be like me once I get the vaccine.
all right.
Caroline in the Mystic Falls High School.
Carnival?
Yeah, but she's like in the hallway.
Yeah.
And she
By the
confronts Damon. She is not.
Hey, but you need, before she confronts Damon, Caroline appears in the doorway.
Yes.
As who?
Dark Caroline.
But it's not her hair. What's dark?
Her eye makeup.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
She has very dark eye makeup for the first time.
I know.
And her hair is like straight. She's got a different vibe going, a different like attitude.
Yeah. She couldn't just go. They would have to explain the dark hair. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe it'll be next episode, and she'll show up to school. Didn't I already say
Yeah,
that?
you did.
Sugar, give me some blood to eat. And she's kicking lockers and stuff like that. And she has dark hair. And she's like, what? I thought I'd try a new look. Right?
Okay, so she confronts Damon.
Yes. She's not an uptight vampire. She's more loose, right?
Yeah, well, she's like, she remembers everything that
Yeah,
he compelled her to forget before when he was feeding on her and stuff.
And isn't there something to being a younger, newer vamp that you're a little stronger, or no? Or is it older you're stronger?
When you're older, you're stronger, but when you're brand new, you are also strong.
Yeah, and Damon's just kind of in the middle.
Yeah.
So she's kicking him around and...
But also, I think he was, like, not prepared.
No.
And also, vampires can still just kick each other around, even though they're both strong.
For sure.
Yeah.
Ty is arm wrestling people. Mm-hmm. My buddy Ty. The Salvatore bros, are watching Ty. Mm-hmm. Mason beats Ty. Uncle Mason.
Yeah, and the whole time Stefan's like, this is dumb. Why are you obsessing over this? And Damon's like, let's watch. Let's see what happens.
Ash, have you ever arm wrestled your uncle?
I've certainly arm wrestled my brothers.
Mm-hmm. And who won?
Me.
Okay.
Just kidding. But I used to, as a kid, try to arm wrestle my brother Christopher and put like both my hands and my legs and like my whole body weight.
Yes,
and
totally.
I would still lose.
Yeah.
My brother's very muscular and strong. He always was. I mean, he wasn't always that muscular because he was a younger kid. But he's still always been very strong. And he's only 2.5 years older than me. Could never, ever even come close to beating him.
Is it true your brother is Muscle Boy from the Weekly World News?
No.
Oh, okay.
Ew.
So Damon forces Stefan to step up to arm wrestle brother Mason. Mm-hmm. And Mason beats Stefan, even though Stefan was going in.
You could tell that Stefan was trying at first. Mm-hmm. And then when he saw that he was like actually how strong he was, he still let Mason win at the end so that Mason wouldn't be suspicious of Stefan. You could see like there's a moment where he's like, oh, and then he could see him kind of just ease up and then.
That is probably the real reading of it, but the reading of it I had was that Stefan was going in and Mason still beat him. So that Mason is super strong.
No.
But yeah, no, you're right, because he didn't want to arouse suspicion.
Yeah, because then Mason would be like, what?
Are you also a werewolf? What is up with that? So Damon and Stefan.
Well, Damon gets mad. He's like, you didn't even try at all.
Yeah. And then Stefan's like, nah, I did try. They hash it out after the arm wrestle.
Yeah.
And Mason's none the wiser. And they're like, what is up with that family? And Stefan says he did try, right?
This is when he's like, they're Ninja Turtles.
Yeah, maybe they're Ninja Turtles. And my note was, I would love that. Mm-hmm. Just a family of the Lockwoods are Ninja Turtles.
It would be amazing.
Mason's like, now that your dad's dead, dude, we can eat pizza. Here's your Thing you put on your eyes, your mask. You're Leonardo. Wouldn't that be awesome?
Yeah.
He's like, I'm Michelangelo, dude. Your mom's Raph.
Yeah. Who would be Master Splinter?
Who would be Master Splinter? Sheriff Forbes. Of course. And they say they're not zombies, they're not werewolves. Damon then compels Carter to fight Ty.
Yep, he wants him to pick a fight so they can just basically see what happens.
Oh, yeah. Dark Caroline, not her hair. She remembers all the vamp stuff, the V-word stuff that D-word said to her. Abused her. I have a message from Catherine. Game on.
Game on.
And then she leaves, and as she's leaving, she says, you suck.
Oh, yeah. But we already talked about that scene.
I know, but
somehow it's out of place.
It bounced back and forth, Ash.
I know.
You always want to do the full scene when they intercut it for a reason.
I understand, but like we can also just go in order sometime.
How dare you?
Can we take a quick pause and talk about your shirt for a minute?
Sure. On pod?
Yeah.
Sure.
Pete is wearing a shirt that he got from my mom for Christmas as a joke. A joke gift, basically.
What? No, we're both serious about it.
It says, I never dreamed I'd end up being a son-in-law to a freaking awesome mother-in-law, but here I am, living the dream.
I think it's more of a, for your mom, it's a more of a just kidding but seriously type situation.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah, it's great.
And you're wearing it, and it looks good, and it's awesome and hilarious. She said it was her favorite gift that she gave to anyone for Christmas, and it just made her just pee her pants laughing.
It's a good gift. I like it. It's a cool style. I'm going to wear it every day.
That's awesome.
And this was the perfect time to talk about it.
Well, I'm just sitting right next to you staring at it for an hour, and I had to mention it.
For sure.
All right.
And you can Google that and buy one for yourself.
There you go.
Or your son-in-law.
Not a sponsor.
No.
Yet.
Yeah. Zazzle is going to be knocking at our door. Damon immediately goes to Elena. Oh, Elena. Oh, your friend. She's a vampire. That's how you sound, Damon. No, he's like, oh, we gotta kill her.
And Elena's like, no.
Yeah, she's mad.
Stefan's like kind of quiet, but he agrees. He agrees that they shouldn't kill her.
Carter starts the fight with Ty, as he was compelled to do, as he was cajoled to do. Oh, I just read a vampire, I think it was a short story. Yes, I read a vampire short story, and they used a different... This is worth pausing. It's just right there. I'm going to pause. Okay, let me set it up. I read a vampire short story in Dark Delicacies, Volume 1. And in one story, there's a vampire, and they use a different word for compelled, cajoled, glamour. Yep.
Oh, okay.
Hold on. Pause. You guys won't notice a thing.
Okay, 25 minutes later.
Yeah, I read the whole story, and...
Just kidding. Took like 1 minute.
We wept. Okay, so the word is enthralled. Good story. It's called The Fall. It's called The Fall by D. Lynn Smith in Dark Delicacies, Volume 1. Enthralled. It's a good story. Enthralled.
Read it in the sentence, though.
Okay. Ryan's father shakes him. You couldn't help them. The thing enthralled you. That's why you can't look into its eyes.
Well, not as good as compelled, but it's good to hear a new way to say it.
Yeah, and that story isn't your classic vampire whole thing. It just like a good vampire story does. It like extends the universe. It breaks some rules, follows some rules.
That's interesting.
It's good.
Cool. Thanks for telling us.
Enthralled. I'm sure you all were enthralled to hear that. Okay. So Carter starts the fight with Ty because he was enthralled to do so.
Correct.
Mason breaks it up. He has interesting eyes. We saw these eyes on Ty.
Yes. When the device went off when he was driving, and then that's
Yes.
when he crashed the car.
And he's hopping around. Mason is hopping around like one of these Twilight werewolves, Ash.
Not like a frog?
Well, yeah, maybe. Oh, in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, they couldn't sell enough toys. They had to sell more toys, and so they introduced some frog counterparts to the Ninja Turtles. There was 4 frogs, and it was like Genghis Frog, and
I can't remember
I
this.
think it was 4 frogs, and they had like warrior names, like Genghis Frog or Toad or something like that. So maybe they're not Ninja Turtles, the Lockwoods, but they're the frog counterparts.
That's another little, they're trying to trick you.
Yes. And now that's what I think all the way. Vampires whoosh, werewolves hop. We've learned that.
All right.
Caroline gets H for B with Matt. This whole episode, Matt's coming around and just saying dumb stuff. He's like, "You're so neurotic. You're uptight, girl."
He does say a lot of dumb stuff. I mean, later he does say, like, I'm even more insecure than you now, which
Yeah.
I think, like, he's trying to say, like, about himself, but he still is just putting her down, like, consistently. But
Yeah.
I do think he does have a right to be, like, confused and annoyed by her, because she's, like, she won't kiss him, and then she's hugging him, and then she's like, I have to go, and then, like, if, obviously he doesn't know what she's going through, so he's just like, what the heck?
Yeah. WTH.
So he's annoyed, and he does say a bunch of dumb stuff to her.
Damon says he knows what's going on with Catherine. She's playing dirty. She wants us to know. And then he's talking to the gang, Stefan, Elena. Surprised Alara because I was pop in the window like, hey, I'm still here.
Yeah, Alark is not in the set.
Damon wants to kill Caroline. Remember Vicky Donovan? And Stefan staked her at a carnival.
Yeah.
Which, did Elena know that? She bristled big time at that.
She knew, but she just isn't happy about it.
Yes. Caroline. Okay, so Carter's over nursing his wounds, which I never like that turn of phrase, but that's what he's doing. And Caroline sees and smells his
Why don't
bloody
you like
nose.
that phrase, though?
Nursing his wounds? I don't know. I think it's overused, even though I just used it.
But I never really thought about it before, but it's because nurses patch people's wounds in war and stuff, like originally.
Yeah, totally. I kind of... Okay, this is dumb and weird, but nursing also means, like, breastfeeding. So I feel like they're sitting there, like, sucking their own blood.
You need to think of it like a nurse, not like nursing.
This is going to get better.
Well, breastfeeding, you do feel better once you've been fed.
But also, spray some of that milk on a wound.
It's going to heal it.
It's going to heal right up like Wolverine.
Yeah.
At least that's what I learned.
It is. It's very good for eye infections or dry skin.
Poor Carter. He's just traveling around.
Another innocent.
Traveling around with a carnival. Waiting to get his modeling career started.
Trying to hit it off with Bonnie.
He's in Mystic Falls. He has an audition in New York City. This is his backstory.
Yeah, I was
He has an audition in New York City, Ash.
that he will never make it.
One more carnival in Mystic Falls, Virginia, and then he's going to take the bus from Union Station up to the Big Apple.
And he never will.
No. Poor Carter, though. I hope the actor in real life is getting some nice residuals.
Yeah.
Because he had a full episode. He got a bunch of lines.
Totally.
He did maybe a little stunt work. Maybe our buddy playing Carter got to buy a car or something.
Oh my gosh, can we move on from Carter?
Carter. She kills him.
Yeah, Caroline feeds on him, kills him.
The Lockwoods. This is a dumb note. Okay. Lockwoods. What's the opposite of Lockwood?
Unlock desert.
No. Key to the city, Ash. The Lockwoods have the key to the city, both literally because they're the mayor, but also metaphorically. Think about that.
Okay. You don't like unlocked desert?
Also, they unlock a desert in the future.
I think unlocked desert is closer as an opposite than Key City.
Okay.
But I do like where you're going with that.
Matt talking to Bonnie. She'll know what's going on. How is it taking bad notes? All right. Damon is walking through.
But you're right.
I don't know what that note means.
What does it say?
Matt talking to Bonnie. She'll know what's going on. With Caroline, I guess. Matt goes and talks to Bonnie. She'll know what's going on. Damon grabs a steak because he's going to kill Caroline.
Yeah.
He wants to.
But also they don't show what happens to whatever is tied to that steak.
That's what I was thinking too.
They rip the steak out of this like taut string
Yes.
with little kite ties on it. And
Yeah.
it's like, we need to see the scene of like a tent flying
Yeah.
away.
I thought the exact same thing. Catherine all but signed Caroline's death sentence, Stefan, I think, says.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, she
said game on.
she did actually kill her. And now,
Yes.
but now they're saying that she'll die as a vampire also.
What if they just quick cut to Catherine and she was at the courthouse like, no, I literally did it too.
It's getting even goofier.
Ty, they're back at the Lockwood house. We're getting loose tonight. Ty asking Mason about what was going on. I saw something in his eyes and stuff like that.
Yeah, Mason's just like, no.
You saw me pull your delinquent beep out of a fight. We keep it clean over
And
here.
then that hurts Tyler's feelings, and so Tyler walks away.
Yeah. When, I think last episode, whenever Mason came around, they said he was the black sheep of the family. What about Ty? He's the goat.
Yeah, the sheep and a goat.
Stefan smells blood. It's Carter. Bus ticket in his pocket.
Stop.
Damon finds Caroline. These vamps are just murdering in places where I wouldn't even feel safe taking a pee, I said.
Well,
You can't just pee in this parking lot, and you can't just murder in this parking lot.
when this whole murder is happening, I'm like, how does nobody hear this?
Yeah.
It's so loud. And also the fight was so loud, nobody walked up. And then when Caroline's in the bathroom crying and stuff, it's
Yeah.
so loud.
I expected someone to walk in and see, like, Stefan in there.
Yeah, no one comes around.
Hey, did they have reflections in the mirror?
Yeah.
And they are already established that they do
Yes.
that? Oh, okay.
They've been having reflections.
I thought when Caroline... Oh, no, we just joked about that when Caroline and Damon were getting it on. She saw him in the mirror back in season 1.
I don't remember that joke, but they've been seeing themselves in mirrors this whole time.
Damon tells Caroline that he's going to kill her. I'm going to kill you. It's the only way.
Well, yeah, because Caroline's freaking out. Why am I like this? Help me, help me.
And he hugs her, and he has a stake behind her back about to stab her, but Stefan stops him. And Damon's like, oh, Stefan! Like Napoleon Dynamite, or like it's not a big deal. He's like, oh, gosh.
I know, that part is so funny to me. I wonder if it, like, is audio that got picked up from when Damon is getting pushed away. So it, like, comes out. We were like, Stefan!
Yeah.
Because he's, like, actually getting pushed in the chest.
Yeah, I don't know. I
Or
think
if
it's
it's
just like a funny I think it's a funny acting choice.
It was, I think, but I watched this episode more than once, and every time makes me laugh. Stefan!
Elena, so Damon is about to do a big stab, but Elena gets in there between
Yeah.
Stefan and Caroline.
And we know Damon's not about to stab Elena.
Nope.
He's got feelings for her.
And so Damon, like, sort of compromises and is like, well, whatever happens to Caroline will be on you, Elena. And then Bonnie comes up, and she's so sad that her friend
That's her best friend,
is
even
a
more than
vampire.
Elena. I know. Bonnie hates vampires.
And she just knows Damon has something to do with it.
Yep. And so she's trying to kill Damon.
She crunches his brain. She loves to do that. Mm-hmm. She can control, we know, water, also gasoline, I guess, and fire, we know.
Yeah.
She puts it all together, crunches the brain, puts gas on Damon.
Lights it up.
Lights it up.
He's literally on fire.
Yes.
And Elena's like, it wasn't his fault. He didn't do it.
Yep.
And then what does Elena do? She
Stops.
literally jumps over fire to stop Bonnie from killing Damon.
Man. First Caroline, now Damon. She's saving lives.
Yeah.
Wow. Caroline is very sad in the bathroom. Stefan schools her to the game.
Stefan's being really sweet with her.
Mm-hmm. I said Stefan can be Caroline's sponsor, her V sponsor.
Yeah. He already sort of is, in telling her how to, like, calm down and everything.
Before you feel the need to drink blood, call me. That's what he's doing.
Basically saying, we'll have a meeting.
Yep. Call me anytime. Night or, I guess, day. Because they're up at night.
Yeah. Well, she can't go during the day, though.
No, she needs a fancy ring or whatever, right?
Well, right now she's only in the dark.
Stefan took care of the dead body. Elena is sad that she didn't have the normal high school day.
That's all she wanted, one day.
All she wanted. No V, no D. Well. My best friend is a witch. My boyfriend is a vampire. And I have a doppelganger.
Yeah.
Sounds like a good
Show?
Goosebumps book.
Like, sounds
Title.
like a good show that we are currently watching.
Some sexual tension between Mason and both Ty and Lady Lockwood.
What? Sexual tension between their own relatives? Mm-hmm. Ew.
Well, it's Mason's brother's wife.
When is the sexual tension?
When she's like, oh, I'm going to bed. And then Mason's like, you coming up to Ty?
No, that's your so
And then he's like, I'm going to sip this water.
No. Lady Lockwood is like, Mason, it's really good for Tyler to have you around. Good night. And then Mason's like, you going to bed? And he's like, no. You crazy.
All right. You watch how you want to watch. All right. Ty knows exactly where the moonstone is, and then he gets it.
Yep. And how'd you feel about that moonstone?
See Pete-diction below.
Was it underwhelming?
No, it looked cool. I liked it. Oh. Did you ever go, I'm sure you did, Annapolis Mall?
A million times.
Bath and Body Works.
Yes.
Feel the soap. Feel the soaps.
Yeah, it's a big soap.
Moonstone looks like a nice big soap. What scent? Okay. Jeremy visits Damon. Damon pours a brother's bond, of course. But Jeremy's like, I put vervain in it, bro.
Yeah.
And he came with a steak that he whittled himself.
Very badly. And he came with his hood up and he had a plan, but as soon as Damon walks in, he's like, no.
Yeah, he's not
Don't drink that. Here's a steak. Taking off my hood.
Yep. And I said, hey, on a different night, a steak and whiskey sounds good.
Yeah.
Not tonight, though.
No. Not if you're a vampire.
No. Both of their fathers hated vampires. They bonded over hate. Mm-hmm. Jeremy and Damon.
Over some brother's bond that they didn't drink.
Mm-hmm. And Damon says, I'm not good at this big brother thing. I forget. Is he he's the little brother, right?
No.
Oh. He's not good at the big brother thing with Stefan nor with Jeremy, he's saying. I don't have milk and cookies for you, he says. He had to throw that in. Matt visits Caroline on the late night creep. It freaked me out that you almost died, he says.
That's fair.
Yeah. Why are you so, like, OCD and neurotic and type A?
I know. He also said, I wanted to, like...
throttle you.
Yeah, I wanted to throttle you today, but I actually love you.
Yeah, so
And then
weird.
she kisses him.
Yeah,
I'd be
she's
like,
like,
ew, why do you want to throttle me, you weirdo?
He no longer wants to strangle me. How cute.
Yeah, she just ignored all of his insults and only heard the I love you part.
Yes.
I don't like that.
She gets H for B.
By the way, this is the only episode where I don't like Matt. I know that you haven't been a fan, but this episode for him is not a good one.
I gotta be honest, Ash. My buddy Ty, famously hated by me, pulling ahead of Matt these days.
He's your buddy. You hate him?
Yeah, it was like, yeah, it's like a joke that he's my buddy. My buddy
You
Ty.
never made that clear in any podcast this whole time.
You thought I liked him the whole time?
Yeah,
No, he's such a jerk.
he is. You liked him.
No, it's because I called him Ty, not Tyler. And you were like, what, is he your friend or something? You calling him Ty? And I was like, yeah, Ty, my buddy Ty.
I know.
Yeah.
All right, but anyway, so Caroline gets H for B.
She pulls it back. She's showing, oh, maybe she can handle it.
Yeah, she's learning from Stefan.
Maybe she will dye her hair black.
We all just need to take a couple deep breaths when we get H for B.
You're telling me. Stefan also visits Elena.
Hey, real quick. By the way, should we say what H for B means again? Because we've only said it like very early on. And
Oh, yeah.
If you were just turning in,
Season 2, Horny for Blood.
Horny for Blood.
Which, once we get around to designing those t-shirts, yes.
Yeah, this would be great.
Fly off the shelves. Fly off the digital shelves. Horny for
Put
Blood.
them in your online shopping carts.
Yes. Zazzle.com. That's not where it will
You
be.
can't make jokes when I am sipping my drink and just spray it everywhere.
Stefan also visits Elena late night.
Near dawn.
Near dawn. If that was you, you'd be like, what? Leave me alone. My alarm's about to go off.
I'm like,
I'd be like, oh, I'm going to take you to the car. What?
I'd be like, what time is it? Near dawn. No.
No. That means I get 20 more minutes to sleep.
If you said it was like
It's 4 a.m.
1 a.m., okay, I'll
Yeah.
go. 2 a.m., sure. 3 a.m., maybe. After
Near
that,
dawn, get out of my
no
face.
way.
Yeah.
Too close to the actual waking up.
But Elena does not do that. She does wake up. And then how do they get to...
They don't show it.
No. Because moments later when they fly, it's a big deal. So
They
I
could have
guess...
just ran fast. He could have drove her in his car.
Ooh, probably driving the cool car. But they didn't show
But they
it.
don't show it.
Yep. Takes her to the carnival to ride the Ferris wheel.
You don't like running fast is the answer.
No. You're going to wake Elena up and you're going to make her run fast?
You piggyback rider.
But that would involve some whooshing.
Right. It would make that
Which
a wish.
maybe whooshing is less special to her than flying because
Right.
she does think the flying is a big deal.
It is
So
a big
maybe
deal.
he's like, hop on. And then they do a little whoosh piggyback, which does not sound very sexy to me. Maybe to you, but no. Ash. Stefan is like, all this BS with the V's and the D's is going on, but you can't forget to live your life. Brief spoilers for 15 seconds about the movie Soul. Ash, that's the whole thing of Soul, the movie.
That's the whole theme of it.
All right, if you've skipped ahead, no more Soul spoilers. All right.
No, okay, but so they get to the carnival, and he's like, we need to, live the life. He grabs onto, and Elena's like, how are you going to get up there?
Yeah.
He's like, hold on tight. And then he whooshes her straight up this time, flies
Yep.
her up to the top of the Ferris wheel just like she wanted.
He's like Neo at the end of The Matrix 1.
Okay.
He's like, another spoiler alert for Wonder Woman. He's like Wonder Woman in Wonder Woman. Okay, so they're up in the Ferris wheel. When the Ferris wheel is a rockin', don't come knocking. Gets a little rocky up there. And then Elena's like, it's not going to get any easier, is it? And Seven's like, no.
It isn't.
Dun, dun, dun.
No, but they have a good little kiss moment. And, but she came, when she whooshed up there, she was all laughing. And he was like, it's just so nice to see you laugh.
He did say that.
That was like a real cheesy cute part.
Ash, how many fangs would you give this episode?
I really like the transition of Caroline. I don't especially like that the whole episode took place at the carnival. I think I might give it like a 3.5. And like, it's like a
3.5 out of 2?
Oh, wait. Whoops. I needed to remember how many fangs. Okay. I'll give it like a 1.5 because it's like a ramp. It's just starting.
Okay. I gave it 2 fangs because many of my Pete-dictions were coming true.
Okay.
And I love to pat myself on the back.
You
Or
love
as I like to call it, Pete myself on the back.
Hey, just as long as you don't pee on yourself on your back.
Well, that would be difficult. Ash, Pete-dictions.
Yes. Lay them on me.
All right. I don't know if I still stand by these. I wrote them a couple nights ago when we watched the episode for the first time. But let's see.
For your first time.
If Ty and Mason are not werewolves, they certainly set it up that they are. If they're something else, then it's a purposeful red herring. Like, here's all the clues that they're werewolves. JK, they're half-blood cursed zombie warlocks or some BS. Right?
Okay, but that's like, it's either this or that, but like you have to pick one. Obviously, it's either they are or they aren't.
Yes.
So, pick one.
Okay. Let me say my other thing first.
Okay.
If there are rings that help vampires walk around in the daytime, then certainly a moonstone could help werewolves not get all hairy. We saw that Ty manscapes, but does he wolfscape?
Okay.
And that's also just dancing around if they're a werewolf or not. And I'm going to say, I mean, all signs are pointing to werewolves.
You said in season 1 you thought that he was going to be a werewolf.
Yep. And I'm going to Pete myself on the back and repeat my Pete-diction.
Okay.
All right.
Let me see if I want you to... What do you think Catherine's up to?
Catherine, I feel like she might be building a squad.
Okay.
We know Taylor Swift has...
Taylor Swift.
We know Taylor Swift has her swad.
Oh, that's why it happened. I got it.
You know,
If you mess up, I definitely can't say it. Taylor Swift has her squad.
yes, and Taylor Swift has her swad. So maybe Catherine is building up a swad of her own. Does she have any old friends? People seem to know her. Also, she's just been around at least since, 88 in Chicago?
All right, and then...
She might have, like, Chris Farley.
No. What about Caroline? What do you think is going to happen with her? We just talked about how she does not have a daylight ring.
No.
How's she going to, like, live her life and not let her mom know she's a vampire?
Yeah, there might be, maybe beginning of next episode or whenever we check in with Caroline again, there might be like a scene or two of her like, Mom, I just have a cold, don't come in, blah, blah, blah. But that is going to get, story-wise, is going to get rectified somehow. Like, Stefan will be like, actually, we found another ring. You know?
We have 100 of them for our vampire friends.
Or you know what? Bonnie might cast a spell for her best friend. So that's going to get rectified some kind of way because she is going to walk back into Mystic Falls High School.
Okay.
Who else is in the game?
She is the social chair or whatever.
Yes. Jeremy. Ooh, maybe a little bondage, a little brother's bondage with Damon. Maybe they'll bond a little bit. Some heat between Mason and Lady Lockwood, of course.
Okay.
He seems so much younger than both her and his brother, which that's a thing that happens, but still.
Yeah.
He seems more like my buddy Ty's contemporary than
Yeah, no. You're right. That's true, though.
Uncle Mace.
All right. Thank you.
Put it on wax. Carnival games, Ash. Mm-hmm. The game tonight.
We're going to play a carnival game?
Yep. I have a goldfish here, and you have to swallow it.
Ew, that's not
No.
how you play.
No, I'm saying we should take common carnival games and vampirize them.
Oh, okay.
I have none prepared.
Oh,
So there's going to be some dead air
okay.
that I will edit out.
Good.
All right.
Okay, one of my favorite carnival games is the actual fishbowl game where you toss the
Ping pong.
ball, and it always bounces off the rim of the freaking thing, and
Yep. I did win a goldfish at one of those things, though.
that's awesome.
And then I had to swallow it.
I came home with one time, so that means probably my dad won for me. Okay, so
He's a gamesman.
he is very good at games.
Say he's a gamesman.
No.
Okay.
All right, so that's like ping pong, fish toss. Maybe it's like, I have no idea.
I mean, just go basic with it. You throw a ping pong ball into a little cup of blood with a vampire fish in it.
Oh, okay. That.
Yes. Okay. Another game is basketball. A little basketball, little foul shot action.
Okay. What if it's a severed head instead of a basketball?
There you go.
Okay.
Perfect.
I just needed a warm up one.
Okay.
And you should leave it in all that dead air of me thinking forever.
Okay. I'll just leave in you saying that part.
Okay.
Okay. Then there is like the ring toss. Mm-hmm. In this, it'll be the day walking rings, and you throw it onto a vampire's finger.
Okay, also, one of my favorite games, even more than the fishbowl game, is where you spray the water into the clown's mouth, and you have to make that stuffed animal go up.
Yes.
That's actually my number one favorite game, and it's a family favorite. Mm-hmm. Probably it's my favorite because that's the one my parents paid for us to play all the time. Because the parents really decide what games you get to play.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so this time you're going to spray vervain into a vampire's mouth and watch their brains explode up.
Whoa. Okay, there you go. And then you win a blood.
I don't know what.
All right.
You win a stuffed animal.
Of Damon.
You win fake fang teeth.
Oh, nice. Okay. Any other games going on?
What about the guess your age or weight thing?
Ooh.
Or that thing where you have to swing the hammer?
Oh, the strongman one?
Yeah.
All right. Guess your age, but you're a vampire, so you're like, 200? I don't know.
Yeah.
And then you're like, I'm 12.
Wait, do you win that game if they guess it right, or you win that game if they guess it wrong?
If they guess it wrong.
Well, aren't you always just nope? So you win every time?
Yep. It's a very popular game. I think it's more you guess your weight and then you step on a scale.
They have to prove it. Mm-hmm. Okay.
And then what was the other one? Oh yeah, the strongman one.
Has to ring the bell.
But instead of a thing that goes up and hits the bell, it's a severed head. Mm-hmm. And instead of a big mallet, it's a leg.
Ew, that's gross.
And instead of a bell, it's a
sword. No, I thought the bell was the head and the sword was going up.
Either way. Or if a head went into a sword, that's funny too.
Oh yeah, the sword is like this.
And somehow the head's still alive. It's like, and a weak person hits it and it's like, and then a big muscle guy comes over and he's like, squish.
All right, next head. Put the next head on.
Yep. That's disturbing right now.
That would make a good short story, actually.
I mean, a good detail in a short story.
No, because then the person who wins doesn't know, but then their head is the one that's going to be the next one that goes on.
Whoa. Twist.
See?
Ash.
That got pretty gross.
If you like gross short stories, you should
Not just gross.
Yeah, most of them aren't gross at all.
You just described your book about being gross.
I don't know. It was a bad segue, and I was on autopilot.
You weren't even thinking about what you're saying?
No.
If you
All
like
right.
gross stuff,
If you
buy
like
my book.
no, if you like horrific short stories that are scary and spooky and horror based and where heads are going into swords, there's none of that.
That's going to be volume 2.
Ooh, written by Ashley Harmon.
Psh, yeah, right. I can write anything.
Yeah, not even your name on a a death certificate.
Yeah.
Call back. All right. But if you like any of that stuff, horror from the heart. We're leaving it all in.
I'm going to pee my pants for real.
If you are part of Taylor Swift's
No, stop.
swad,
If you like horror from the heart,
if you like
if you like horror
hors
d'oeuvres.
yes, if you like harvesting hors d'oeuvres,
Just say it so
Okay.
I can go to the bathroom.
all right. Hey, I got a horror anthology, Horror from the High Dive, Volume 1. It's on Amazon, Barnes & Noble. You can order it from your independent bookstore. It's 12 scary stories and one spooky poem from 13 different writers. It's great. You can buy that. You can get some horrific hors d'oeuvres. If you like the Vampire Diaries and or you are a young adult, you could also check out my young adult book series. It's more of a comedy thing. The Happenstances at tinyurl.com/thehappenstances. The horror book is at tinyurl.com/H from the HD. Mm-hmm. Don't go to H from the H4B. That's something else.
Uh-oh.
I should lock down that website, though.
Should.
For any questions or concerns, follow me at Peter L. Harmon on Twitter or Instagram, or email thehappenstances@gmail.com. Hey, if you love the show, rate it, review it on whatever thing you're listening on.
Please.
And come back for next episode, listen to all the back eps. And hey, we end very abruptly.